Walking round in hazy dreams, lost inside I can't see. With sweet words you take control, you overpower my soul. I'm so deep I barely see, I'm slipping away into the sea, stuck inside the rabbit hole. I feel I'm losing my soul. Stop me from falling, 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 falling now. Stop me from falling. Somebody please keep me from falling, falling, falling now. Got me twisted, I keep holding on. Got me dizzy, but I keep holding on. Got me twisted, but I keep holding on. Got me dizzy, but I keep holding on. Somebody please keep me from falling, falling, falling now. What kind of spell you put on me? I've lost all sense and can't feel. Only you can make me whole. I don't wanna lose my soul. Stop me from falling, 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 falling now. Stop me from falling. Somebody please keep me from falling, falling, falling now. Got me twisted, I keep holding on. Got me dizzy, dizzy, I keep holding on. Got me twisted, I keep holding, holding on. Got me dizzy, help me to keep holding on.
So let's talk through the patch. This is before I start. So this is a new case. It's a 3-tier or 9U 104 HP case. Got it from Etsy. Was well skeptical about Etsy, but it ended up being pretty good. Got it from a guy in Italy called Ico Cases or Ico Case. The track that you just heard, all the noises are coming from this system. Also the MPC just underneath here. The only noise that's coming from that is the vocal. So I chopped up a splice vocal, just was looking for inspiration for tunes. Found this vocal, chopped it up, 125 BPM, and yeah, 112 bars I think it is in total. So I literally just press play on the MPC. How it's all set up, so the MPC starts the clock, it runs the clock into the life forms up here, which then converts that into CV, which then goes as the input into Pam's new workout, and then I have a reset clock to start the Eloquenza sequencer. So first of all, start with drums. So all of the drums, the sounds are coming from the squid sample, and they're sequenced from the Eloquenza here. I'm using the mutes live on the Eloquenza, and yeah, that's the drum elements of it. The bass comes from the life forms up here, Again, this is sequenced on the Eloquencer. The good thing about the bass is if I just go to the bass track, you'll see I've got 4 bass notes. If I go to CV, this note, CV'd note, has got a probability of it changing within key, just that note. So it's always sort of slightly different, but kind of controlled, generative in a way, but only on that one note. So that's the drums and the bass. When it comes to sort of the main kind of pad or arpeggiated sort of sound, the main voice is coming from the miniature Dopever synth. That is being triggered again by the Eloquencer, and all of the notes bar the first note. Let's see what track that is actually. Let me just come up to here. Is this the first track? Yeah, so it's these 3 notes. The first note always stays the same, but these 2 notes again have a probability of changing their note within a certain key, up or down an octave. So again, it's always different. That voice is just a saw wave with a little bit of the sub oscillator in slightly, and I'm just free running the filter, opening and closing. That then runs out into the Rainmaker. The Rainmaker is set to both the delay and the comb filter, and every tap, so like every cycle round, I think it's every 16 notes, it changes on the trigger. So the trigger is set to randomize the taps, the delay taps. So every bar is a new set of delay taps, and you would have seen that in the video as it changes. So it's just a little bit of difference every so often. The notes are always different, and the delay taps are always different bar to bar. That then comes out, goes into beads, and this is set so I'm just using the reverb in this and a slight reverse, and that reverse is triggered from this here, from Pam's. So at the end of every bar, it gives a trigger. End of every 4 bars, sorry. It triggers this, the beads to go in, so the wetness of the actual control opens up, and it makes it sound reversed, but it's reversing the delay taps and comb filtering from the Rainmaker. So it's just a nice sort of transition at the end of every 4 or 8 bars, I can't remember now, which is just nice to end the track with and sort of end each section of the track. All the drums as well, they go into this Polaris filter, which I'm not really doing much with, to be honest. I'm just using it to drive because the drive sounds really nice with drums put through it. What else we got? Oh yeah, I've got the Platts, or the Beehive version of the Mutable Instruments Platts. That is doing a sort of offbeat. Let me see what one that's doing actually. Got to trace all this back now. So that's doing that pattern. So every offbeat or an offbeat, it plays a chord from the chord mode in Platts. That runs through the Wasp filter, where I'm just generally opening and closing that through the set. But the chord changes on this, the little harmony, or the harm control. I don't know if you can see that there, just the little harm control. I've got a modulation coming in from Pam's on that, and it just basically moves it up and down through the different chords within the key. And again, it's completely random, so I don't know what chord's going to play, I just know that it's in key. So the randomness of the chord playing on that, the randomness of the notes playing on this, and the randomness of every second bass line on this one just keeps it different slightly as we're going through. What else we got? Yeah, got a bit of sidechain on the bass, so the bass comes out of here, goes into this VCA, and then I'm triggering an envelope using this Ornament and Crime. So this is on the standard Ornament and Crime, not the Hemispheres one, it's just the normal one on the picked algorithm, which is just 4 envelopes. I'm using an AD envelope inverted, so every time a trigger hits it, it then ducks the envelope down. That is just sent to the VCA where the bass is. So every kick, it works as like a sidechain to the bass. What else we got? Oh yeah, the live sound. This is triggered by the MPC down here. So even though it looks like I'm playing the noise from the MPC, it's just the CV out. So the CV comes out of here. And if I move these cables, you'll see it just triggers the envelope from the picked, the Ornament and Crime algorithm, which then opens the MCO, which is up here, and that's playing that sound. So yeah, and again, that runs through the same filter as the chords here. So that runs through the Wasp filter. So as I open up the chord stab, I can also play those notes a little bit harder. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'll be honest, I can't think of anything else that's in it other than the vocal. The vocal, again, was just chopped up different phrases and just played across the beat, so I can just press play on the MPC. Everything is clocked and ready to go. As soon as I press play on this, it starts Pam's new workout for all the modulations, and it also resets the Eloquencer to just start playing and running through. And really, in theory, this is just playing like a 4 or 8 bar loop. I'm just performing it with the mutes that come down here. I've got mutes for the drums on the Eloquencer itself, but I've also got an overall mute for all drums just here in this interrupting mixer. This has also got the chords on it just up here and the lead that comes in from the MCA. So yeah, that is the patch as it is. Probably took me about 4 or so hours just to put it together, from the idea of having the vocal and then just building something around it. Yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if that's your thing. If you thought this was complete shit, let me know. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. I thought it was good. Take it easy.